Hello everyone and welcome to our prediction video. Apologies, I haven't done one of these for a couple of weeks now actually. I'm trying to think what happened. I think the first week I ran out of options of people to do it with. And last week it was meant to be me and I forgot, and by the time I was remembered to do it, I'd run out of time as well. So it's probably just on me. Anyway, after 2 weeks, we have still been doing this silently in the background. So after 2 weeks of no scores that you've seen, that is the current state of play. So Dan has extended his lead. I had an absolute fucking stinker this weekend. I got all of 9. Didn't even get a double figures. I got 9 points this weekend. Dan got 30. So he's pulled out a lovely little lead over me. Lee now and Josh are closing in a little bit. They Josh in particular,
13 points in between them.
Yeah, Shearer had a lot of points as well this week. 27 he got, so it's probably his best week for some considerable time actually. Let's have a look at his more recent scores. Yeah, that's his best score of the season. His previous best was 22 on game week 8, so that's his best one for
Lee came flying out the blocks and he's just tripped over since then.
Yeah, he's just been stumbling. He's been doing the sideshow Bob with all the rakes, just hitting himself in the face. I mean, same for me. I mean, I had a really couple of good weeks, sort of 6, 7, 8.
But what happened game week 9? That's a proper low scoring week.
What was game week 9? Let's have a look at game week 9. So that was Arsenal beating Palace, Villa beating Man City. That probably would trip a few of us up.
Bournemouth winning.
Brentford beating Liverpool. That would have tripped us up. Sunderland beating Chelsea would have tripped us up.
Leeds beating West Ham.
United winning definitely tripped everyone up. Burnley beating Wolves.
Yeah.
So there was a few weird
enough.
ones there, to be fair. So anyway, so we are now doing game week 13. No 12:30 games this weekend. Straight into 3 o'clocks on Saturday. It's all Saturday and Sunday this week. No Monday night, no Friday night, no Saturday morning. I don't know if we have got an 8 o'clock Saturday game though. So we've got a 5:30 and an 8 o'clock. Why do they fuck around with the time so much?
Goodness.
Pisses me off. Anyway,
why are the Sunday games 2:05?
Pass. Yeah, I've no idea because you got you at 12 o'clock. You have no idea. 45 minutes from that would be quarter to 1. So quarter to 2. Yeah, I don't get that at all. It's not like there's
It's not like
overlap.
Remembrance Day or anything like that, is it? Because that was last.
Even if there was, they would do it before. Yeah. They don't do it.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, isn't it?
Well, not even that, but you don't kick off at 3:05 in this Remembrance Day. You just do all your kind of stuff before the match. But anyway, let's get into it then. So our first game of the weekend, Brentford against Burnley. Brentford. I'm going to get the table up here just for a second. Premier League table. Brentford, 3 wins in the last 6 and 3 losses. Very middling, but have been a team that have been reasonably. Sorry, mate, my interruption here.
Sorry, mate. I'll do that later.
Brentford have been a team that have troubled opponents with their very direct style of football, in particular their long throws. And I think they are going to hurt Burnley in this one. Yeah,
they're a funny old team. They remind me a bit of Brighton this season. Like they're sort of win-lose.
Burnley, I think they did all right against Chelsea in fairness, and in patches they were pretty reasonable against West Ham as well. I just don't know if they've got enough quality in that team to keep them going. And even though they've not. They've scored 14 goals, which is a decent amount if you look at the teams around them. I just don't know if they've got the quality to keep the goals out. And I don't know how they're going to deal with that bombarding direct style of Brentford. So I'll kick us off. I am going to go for a home win on this one. I'm going to go for a 3-1 Brentford win.
That is exactly what I was going to go for, which worries me now.
What, because of my recent scores? If based on mine, you should probably go for a 3-1 Burnley win based on my current prediction performances. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go 3-0 instead.
3-0, you don't think Burnley are going to score?
No,
okay.
Change it.
Manchester City against Leeds.
I mean, this one could be a goal fest.
I worry for Leeds in this one, I'll be honest. If this was at home, I think Leeds would be, put up more of a fight and compete. I think I thought they competed quite well against Aston Villa. Obviously, that great free kick from Rodgers, although questions marks over the goalkeeper. I thought Yeah, I thought they did okay, but I just, again, a little bit short up front, I think, Leeds at the moment. I think, are they the league's lowest scorers?
No,
not
Wolves.
quite, yeah, Wolves.
Second lowest.
Second lowest. So, yeah, I do worry about them goals-wise. Dominic Calvert-Lewin historically doesn't score that many goals these days. He's not been a top prolific striker for a long time, or if ever, really. So, yeah. You were talking about triple captaining Howland this weekend in this game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Hopefully he can get a hat-trick. That'd be nice.
I think it's on. City lost against Newcastle last time. They'll be gunning to put that right. So
Yeah.
what you
I'm going to
saying?
go 4-0.
4-0. Yeah. So I think equally it's going to be quite a high-scoring game. Do I think that Man City will concede their customary goal?
Yeah, they do tend to concede one goal, which is really annoying. I've got Donnarumma in goal as well.
In this particular game, I struggle to see Leeds scoring though. I'm going to go for... So my gut tells me this is going to be such a high-scoring game that like City are going to absolutely smash him, but wouldn't it just be my luck that they struggle and scrape like a 1-0? So I'll go for a slightly more reserved 3-0
Okay.
Man City. But I still think it's going to be a very comfortable win. So yeah, okay, Sunderland against Bournemouth.
Tough on that.
I would expect Semenyo to be back. I think he only just missed the West Ham game. Did he have a knock or was it a family?
Both.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, I think he's going to be back for this one, which will be a big lift. Bournemouth were very good against West Ham. The scoreline does not tell the whole story about how dominant they were in that game, largely because of Nuno's issues and his substitutions. And Bournemouth just they only have one gear, don't they? Which is just to attack. And I think that I don't know if I feel like the stuffing has gone out of Sunderland. So they lost and 2 draws in their last 3. But the goals have dried up a little bit for them as well. So at least it feels like it has. Maybe I'm talking shit, but that's what it feels like to me anyway. So I'm going to say this is going to be quite an entertaining game. Sunderland at home have been pretty good. So I can actually see... do I see an away win? I'm going to go 3-2 Bournemouth. Bournemouth, generally speaking, are involved in high-scoring games. I think they're going to score goals. I think Sunderland at home would normally are good for a goal or two, which completely counteracts the point I was just saying about goals drying up. But yeah, I'll go 3-2 Bournemouth.
I'll go... I think it would be a draw. I don't know whether to go 1-1 or 2-2.
Yeah, I can see that.
Go 1-1.
Go 1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. Okay.
Everton-Newcastle.
Everton-Newcastle.
After this weekend's fixtures, that's quite a difficult.
Yeah,
one,
I mean
to be honest.
we're recording this on the Monday night, so we've done the watch along tonight for the Man United Everton game, where Everton. I mean, they didn't need to be that good. They were defensively very strong. Pickford was brilliant, etc. Obviously, we've done our post-match reaction earlier in the week.
The 3 points.
Yeah, they were good for the 3 points. But they don't usually... They're not quite as defensive and sit back at home as they are away from home. Newcastle's away form is also absolutely trash and has been. And they've not won away from home all season, have they? So, tricky one, this one.
Yeah, it is tricky. I'm going to say... Because Everton don't really score a lot of goals.
That's because they got Beto and Barry up front.
Yeah.
2 of the worst strikers I've seen for a while.
I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1, okay.
Yeah.
I am going to back Newcastle to get their first away win here. I think that the result last week against Man City is going to lift them, and I think they're going to go for the jugular here. I think they're going to come out all guns blazing. I'm going to say a 3-1 Newcastle win here. I think they're going to give it to Everton, and I don't think Everton are going to have a response for them. But this is David Moyes, and he does tend to pull a rabbit out of the hat sometimes with these sorts of games. Tottenham against Fulham, which is I think this is the 8 o'clock game, is it? It is indeed the 8 o'clock game on Saturday evening. Tottenham are in a world of bother at the moment, as far as I'm concerned. 2 wins in their last 6, 3 losses and a draw. The manner of those defeats and draws, though, have been somewhat concerning.
Fulham have been pretty poor this season.
And
as
Spurs'
well.
home form is atrocious. As you say, difficult to call because Fulham are not. I mean, they won 2 of their last 3. In fairness, they picked up and they beat Sunderland at the weekend. I mean, I'm thinking it's a home win. It's got to be a home win. There's no way that Tottenham can keep being this shit at home. And I think that if I'm going to back Spurs to win. I'm going to say they're going to win 2-1. I think they're going to make it. They're going to make hard work of it, and they'll get themselves over the line just. If they don't win, if worst case scenario they even lose, I think some of the pitchforks are going to be out for Thomas Frank. I think this is for not necessarily for their season because they're still ninth of place. They're still keeping tabs with those teams in the European places. It just feels like for their momentum and for the vibes around the club that this sort of feels like a must-win game for Thomas Frank and Spurs. I feel like, so I'm going to back them and say they're going to win 2-1.
I think Spurs will win 2-0.
You think 2-0?
Yeah.
Don't think Fulham will score?
No, I think they've been pretty poor this season. I mean, in terms of goals scored, 13. What's that? The third lowest.
Yeah, no, they've not been good. Or joint third lowest with
several
other teams with that.
Quite a few other teams, but yeah, no, I don't think Fulham will score.
No, that's fair enough. Right, now we move into Sunday's fixtures. Crystal Palace against Man United.
Are we the early camp?
You are the 12 o'clock on Sunday, so you get the joy of placing your bet first on this one. After tonight, I imagine your mind is a bit different.
It very much depends which team turns up, who's available, how Palace. I mean, obviously they've got a European game, so that's probably the only sort of saving grace.
Yeah.
But it's not really stopped them so far in the league. I think Palace will win. This was the one game I was worried about. That's why I was hoping we'd beat Everton. Because I thought we'd probably drop points in this game. So, and having watched that Everton game, that only sort of cements my feelings, really.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get blown away. Well, I hope not, anyway. I think I'll say 2-1 Palace.
Okay. This is really tricky because all sort of stats and form and everything I've been feeding sort of point towards a home win here. Can Amorim and them pull out? The trouble is, I feel like depending on Cunha's injury, Sesko's injury, we know he's out for 5 or 6 weeks, whatever it is. I just worry about you in that final third. Like if Mbeumo, as proven tonight, if Mbeumo doesn't show up, you're so light in that final third. It seems to me, at least. It seems. I mean, I know I've not watched United a huge amount this season. I'm maybe being a little bit biased and judging it on tonight's game only, but what I saw was very worrying in that final third. And Crystal Palace defensively are very well drilled, very, very good, and they offer an awful lot more going forward than Everton did tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a home win as well. What did you say, 2-1?
Yeah.
I'm going to go a 3-1 home win. I think it'll be close, and then I think maybe like they might catch you at the end. It'll be 2-1, and then they'll catch you on the break towards the end as you're looking for a second goal or something like that. So I'll go 3-1 Palace for that one. Aston Villa against Wolves. The funny thing with Aston Villa is that they've been picking up better results. They've got themselves up into 4th place. I think 5 wins in their last 6, but it still doesn't feel like they've been playing that well. I didn't think they were that great against Leeds. Ollie Watkins looks like a different player. I was watching him at the weekend. He was awful in that game. The game changed when they brought Daniel Marlon on. He gave them real attacking impetus.
He's not been on it at all this season.
No, Morgan Rogers was very good again. They got the result they needed in the end, but they had to work really hard for it. So they're winning games but not playing particularly well, which obviously is a good trait to have. They are playing at home against the league's comfortably worst team at the moment, and I don't see any scenario in which Wolves get anything from this game, despite Watkins not being formed. This is the game where Watkins maybe can try and find some form, get himself a goal or two. I think Wolves are in deep trouble. new manager, I don't see, as much as Rob Edwards, is a likeable guy, I don't see him maybe changing the fortunes of Wolves at all.
No.
So I'm going to go for a big home win. I'm going 4-0 Aston Villa.
Yeah, but what was the score? Was it 2-0 at the weekend?
For who? Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah, 2-0 at home to Palace, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it'll be same again. I think Villa will win 2-0.
Okay. All right, Nottingham Forest against Brighton.
Yeah, fuck me, what a hard game to call.
Flip a coin, honestly.
Yeah. I still don't know if I think Forest have turned a proper corner. I mean, obviously they blew Liverpool out of the water, but Liverpool have been so.
I was going to say how much of that was just Liverpool being awful, but then Liverpool in that game, the conversation could be different because they had so many decent chances early in that game. They were so wasteful, and then as soon as Forest got that goal, it felt like Liverpool just had no answer to it.
I really hope you beat them.
So do I.
You couldn't be playing them at a better time.
Yeah. It's one of those ones that you don't want them to suddenly click.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it's got to turn around. You don't want it to be against your
exactly.
team,
But yeah, as far as Nottingham Forest Brighton go, I think they could cancel each other out here quite a lot. To be honest.
Oh God, I really don't know. This is the hardest one for me.
This is the sort of game I'd expect Brighton to slip up in. Forest are going to be
away from home.
Yeah, Forest are going to be buoyed by that result last week. Dyche has obviously given them a bit of renewed vigour in their team as well. I'm
going to say 2-2.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. I'll say draw. Do I think 2-2? No, I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to be slightly different, but I do agree. I think it might be a draw. West Ham Liverpool. I'm
glad you're going first on this one.
Yeah, this is a difficult one to call because, there's so much narrative going into this game from both teams. West Ham throwing away 3 points against Bournemouth last week, in my opinion, with some awful tactical decisions from Nuno and substitutions from Nuno, which handed the game to Bournemouth, handed the impetus in the game to Bournemouth. I'm hoping he's learned from that. I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything about Somerville being injured before the game, so I'm hoping it's just a little knock and maybe he's going to be back. Paquetá was banned, so he'll be back for this one. And as you say, there is no better chance to play Liverpool. But if you give Liverpool enough time and space...
I mean, the players they've got...
Exactly. The individual quality will hurt you if you allow it to. So we've got to make sure that we don't allow that to happen. We have to look at Forest as Liverpool.
Yeah.
They work so hard to keep them out. And even then, Liverpool still created a lot of very good chances. So I think this game is very well poised for West Ham to take advantage of. I feel like if we can get our noses in front and can pressure them, I think Liverpool might crumble. Their confidence is on the floor. They are there for the picking. It's whether Nuno has got the bollocks to go and do it. And I'm very intrigued to see how he sets up in this game. As far as predictions go, I'm sort of looking at the scoreline at the moment. You're 23 ahead of me. Maybe I have to vote with my head a little bit, not my heart here. I can see this game. There's definitely going to be goals in this game, in my opinion. I don't see this being low scoring. I am going to say... Oh, God. I can literally feel my heart and my brain fighting at the moment over what to say. To back West Ham, thinking that Liverpool are that shit, or do I play it safe and maybe go for a draw, which I think is probably more likely. I'm going to say a 2-2 draw, but my heart is telling me that West Ham can get over the line and it will be a massive 3 points if we can. But I'm going to say, for the purposes of this, I'm going to say 2-2.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to say 3-1 Liverpool.
Oh, you think they'll click? Or you think we're just shit?
I just... It's more the way you fell against Bournemouth.
I really hope he learns from that.
Yeah.
So Nuno's thing this season, so he cost us Brentford, he cost us Leeds with awful tactical decisions and lineups and that sort of thing. Then he learned.
He's proper learning on the job.
And the thing is, he learned and put it right. Yeah. So you kind of like, okay, well, it was shit.
It took him 2 weeks to learn not to play players
in the wrong position. And play inverted fullbacks.
Yeah.
So that was crap, and he gave away 2 very important games for us. But he did learn, and then he sort of 2 wins on the bounce, and then obviously the Bournemouth game. Is he going to learn again? Is he going to take from that game and think, I fucked up there, I'm not going to do that again, I'm going to do this properly? And I like Nuno. I think he's a very likeable manager. He's much more charismatic and likeable than Graham Potter ever was. but his decisions have been questionable in a high percentage of his games that he's had with us so far. So he is learning on the job a little bit. He'll have Paquetá back, which is a big plus for us because he is a really important player for us when he's in the mood. Callum Wilson is now our top scorer. I think he's now scored more than all of the big money strikers this summer. He's either got the same or more than all of them. So he's proving me wrong a little bit. He's staying fit, touch wood, and doing well. So I expect him to carry on and start, and maybe he can nick a goal. So yeah, we'll see. I do hope you're wrong.
So do I.
And finally, the thigh rubber of the weekend. Chelsea against Arsenal is your last game of the weekend. I mean, Arsenal were imperious against... I mean, Spurs were fucking dreadful against Arsenal, but Arsenal were brilliant. I hate to admit it, because I hate Arsenal fans for the most part. I don't hate all of them. I know a few Arsenal fans, and they're much more grounded than the ones you see on internet and social media and stuff. As a general rule, Arsenal fans do wind me up. But I can't see any other result than Arsenal winning this league this year. They've got so much squad depth. Every single position. I mean, you look at Gabriel being injured last week. Last season... Maybe last season, maybe the season before, they'd have been fucked.
Yeah.
Hincapié came in and was outstanding. And they've still got that other mate, I can't remember his name, begin with M, who came off the bench and did okay as well. So they've proven that even with injuries to key players, Odegaard has been out in and out of the team for a good chunk of time now, and they're not really missing him too much. I just think they're going to be too strong for most teams they come up against this year. And there is a danger they're going to break away. This obviously, if they win this game, depending on what Man City do, they could be quite far ahead, even at this early stage of the season. So, yeah, Dan, what do you think?
I think 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay.
I think Arsenal defensively have been out of this world, to be honest. Probably one of the best teams in the world defensively at the moment. I just think it's a shame Gabriel's injured, so that might have an impact, although it didn't really too much against Spurs. Obviously, they scored that wonder goal from Richarlison, but other than that, they were defensively solid.
Yeah, the goal came out of nothing, really.
Yeah, so I just think defensively they're so good, and then you've got the likes of Rice who's getting forward, Saka, Gyökeres when he's fit. I mean, I feel like they've finally managed to put some of the pieces of the puzzle together.
Yeah,
and they're really starting to look like a force.
Yeah, they just look so good. I mean, Eze obviously was outstanding last week. He's finding his feet in there. Trossard chipping him with the goal. He was arguably one of the ones that maybe was going to fall foul of all this new squad depth.
Yeah.
And he's still chipping in. Saka's obviously still very good. They've got Marino, Zubimendi. And, you look at Chelsea's attack. Chelsea have got some really exciting attacking players. Neto, Esteval, Gittins, all these sorts of players. But these are all young, fairly inexperienced players against that juggernaut of that back line, Calafiori and Jiri and Timber. They were talking about this actually in the Arsenal game, about how Calafiori and Timber are kind of throwbacks to old school fullbacks, where in the modern day, fullbacks are just expected to be like Trent, good going forward, good on the ball, with defence is kind of secondary. And I feel like Timber and Calafiori are the other way around. Yeah. They are so solid, you can't get around them. But they still offer something. They're not brilliant going forward, but they're good going forward.
They're both centre-backs, aren't they, that have been moved out wide.
Yeah.
And same with Ben White. He's a centre-back that got moved out wide.
Yeah. And it just, when you've got, I suppose from a logical point of view, when you've got players like Saka, Trossard, Eze, Odegaard, all these attacking talent, you don't need your fullbacks to be bombing on. Make sure they're good going backwards. Yes, they can go forward and support the odd time, but you don't need them to be a Trent. You don't need them to be a Dani Alves getting into the box, because you've got other players who can do that. And I think, I don my hat to Arteta. He has built an incredible squad there.
Yeah.
Fair play to the Arsenal board as well for giving him the time. They've had to sit in and watch Arsenal throw away a title or two and a cup here and there as well. They've stuck by him, and it's proving the right decision at the moment. So I know the chasing pack are floundering to a degree. It's been inconsistent again.
Yeah.
But even if they weren't, I mean, Arsenal are going to be hard to beat. Their defensive record, as you say, is outrageous. Who did they lose to? It was
Liverpool.
It was Liverpool, wasn't
it?
That
Szoboszlai free kick.
Yes, which is amazing that the Liverpool are the team that's beaten them this year. So you said 2-0 Arsenal. I also think that Arsenal are going to win this game. I think Chelsea will give it a go. I think they're not going to be They're not going to be defensive or anything like that. Maresca's not got that in him. In Caicedo and Fernandes have got good midfielders, so I'm going to say 2-1. I think Arsenal will. I think Chelsea will breach them, but I think Arsenal will have too much for them. I think overall. So there we go. That is our predictions for game week 13. Let us know yours in the comments down below. We will be hopefully recording from our new setup behind us. We did try a week or two ago or 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately the video part of it didn't work very well. So some teething issues to be expected, which I will sort out. And yeah, LMA is continuing. We've got some other bits and pieces coming to the channel as well. So yeah, an exciting time. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.
See you later.